Can an action be reasonable if it was based on a mistaken belief? In Anderson v. Creighton, the Supreme Court answered whether an officer can be held personally liable for a warrantless search if a reasonable officer could have believed that the search was lawful. Robert Creighton and his wife, Sarisse, were at home with their children. After a bright light shone through a window, Robert opened the front door of the house and found several officers, including Federal Bureau of Investigation agent Russell Anderson, outside. Many of the officers had shotguns. Robert asked what the officers wanted, but none of the officers replied. The officers then rushed through the door. When Robert asked if the officers had a warrant, an officer replied that they didn't have a warrant and didn't need one. The officers came to the house to look for Vadaain Dixon, Sarisse's brother. The officers believed that Dixon, a suspect in a bank robbery that occurred earlier that day, might have been at the Creightons' house. However, Dixon wasn't at the house. The Creightons sued Anderson in state court, claiming that Anderson violated the family's Fourth Amendment rights when he conducted the search without a warrant. Anderson removed the case to federal court and filed a motion for summary judgment, claiming that he had qualified immunity. The district court granted Anderson's motion and held that Anderson had probable cause to search the home and look for Dixon without a warrant based on exigent circumstances. The Creightons appealed. The Court of Appeals reversed. The court held that Anderson wasn't entitled to qualified immunity because the right that Anderson violated, a person's right to be protected from warrantless searches of his or her home, was clearly established. The United States Supreme Court granted cert.